everyone. It's so good to see you again today. So I want to talk to you about some other things that you could do for Christmas time that maybe you hadn't considered. And it's just something fun, something easy. You don't have to spend any money on this. But you can actually create a game. It's kind of like telephone, but you're creating a story. And depending on how many people you have in your family, just take some random words. You know, you can say like Santa, you can say toys, you can say snowman, whatever. Just pick some different words out and put them in a hat. And let's say you have 5 people in your family. So each person draws out 2 words. And the first person that draws out the words has to start the story with the 2 words that they have. The next person has to continue that story with at least those 2 words and the 2 new words. And it's kind of fun because you never know where anybody's going to go with it. Some people are going to take it very seriously and they're going to be able to really get into it. And some people are like, I don't know, Santa had a red bag. Your turn. You don't know. But it just makes it fun, and it's a way to build memories. And then again, you can just keep the game going. You know, you can just keep it going after one round. You know, instead of doing the same words again, you pick new words. And let people come up with their own words. You could say red, you could say sleigh, you could say Rudolph, you could say, you know, whatever. You could make up stories. You know, this is how things come to pass. And the man who wrote Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, he started telling the story to his daughter every night. And every night the story got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And eventually that story was picked up by his employer. And his employer ended up producing the books, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. And then eventually Gene Autry ended up singing the song, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. He wasn't planning on it, and most everybody turned it down. They're like, we're not doing Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, we're just not going to do it. But Gene Autry finally said yes. He said, I'm going to go ahead and do it. You don't know what you're going to start. And it all starts off with something, just a spark of the imagination. Something else you could do is that you can go to the library and pick up books about Christmas. You can actually go there and pick up different books. I would, of course, recommend Charles Dickens' book, and, you know, The Christmas Carol. I would definitely pick that up. There are other books out there like Santa, Are You for Real? And that's explaining if Santa Claus was a real person or not. It's really a great book. It is based in history. It's based in truth. So there are some great things out there for you to look at. Another option without spending any money is also going to the library and seeing what they have in their DVD sections that are Christmas films, especially when you don't have the cash. It's really hard for you to say, well, I'm going to go ahead and do this. Now, if you have streaming service, perfect. There's a ton of Christmas movies out there. Some of them are Christian, some of them are not, but there's a lot of Christmas movies out there for you to watch. But if you don't have a streaming service, again, the library is being underutilized and can actually help a lot with some different movies. Now, some are on VHS, and most people don't have that anymore, but there are options. So don't be afraid. You know, another thing to do is put on a puppet show. Sarah, seriously. I'm serious. This is another option for you to do with your family. It's easy. It doesn't cost much. You can always get out socks and you can make puppets out of them. You know, have the kids, you know, you can sew in things and make them look kind of fun and funky, and they can have their own puppet show. There are tons of games that you can find on the internet, and you can, some of the silliest things I've ever seen, but they're a lot of fun. And these are things that you can do without breaking the bank and building memories with your family for Christmas. You want to do that because when you build those are things you're going to think about years from now. Those are things your kids are going to think about years from now. And everyone's going to say, why didn't we do this sooner? So I do appreciate you joining me today. Oh, one more. Puzzles. Puzzles can take on a life of their own, and there are families that are really dedicated to doing puzzles. So if you are not one of those families, but you thought, I'd like to try it, why not get the family together and say, we've got a timeline, let's get this done in a week, and see if everybody can get that done. Because it's a lot of fun. It's something different. Again, you don't have to worry about the cost. Audiobooks is another one. You don't like to read? Bring in audiobooks. Those are a great way to spend the time together. Everybody can listen and talk about it afterwards. There is just, my mind just keeps going and going and going. I just keep thinking about more things to do. And unfortunately, we don't have time to discuss them all. But I hope these will give you some ideas to do for your family this Christmas to enjoy. Thank you so much for coming. We look forward to seeing you soon. Bye-bye.